Hi, Luis. This is Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com. Thank you for the email you sent me. So you're one of my students using the TOEFL speaking and writing feedback service, and I gave you some feedback on one of your integrated writing tasks. And then this is the email that you sent me a few days ago. First of all, thank you for providing that model response for integrated writing. It showed a great example of a high score text. I would change it to a high scoring text. I extracted the first paragraph from that text and compared it to my version for learning purposes. You say, here is it, but you're thinking in Spanish there. You want to say, here it is, not here is it. So you placed both the introductory paragraph that you put together along with the model that I put together, and then you had a question. You say, I observed in the red part, the lecture part, that you started countering the reading's main argument along with giving one argument from the lecturer's point of view. Then you added that to a second paragraph. You increased it along with a closing thought where reinforcing the lecturer's main idea. You said, in the way I did in the blue part, I already started saying what would be your last sentence of the red part. Then I gave two arguments, one after the other. However, at the end of it doesn't have the cohesion of yours. Do you think I somehow should add one last sentence to the blue part to improve cohesion, or is it better to reproduce or mimic your style in the red part? Okay, I'm going to answer this question here. It's going to take me a while in the video. It says, it seems I'm writing more than is necessary. It doesn't convey a clear and cohesive message. So these are the things I only deal with in the video, Luis, so be patient. Let's get right into it. All right, Luis, so I'm putting together the video. I think some other students might also benefit from this. TOEFL writing structure tips, how to improve cohesion, clarity, and score higher. It means 24 points or higher on the TOEFL writing section. And this is where you're trying to go, Luis. So that's why I want to do this. Description. Struggling with TOEFL writing clarity and cohesion? In this video, Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com gives personalized advice or personalized feedback to one of his students, Luis, who is using the $99 a month TOEFL speaking and writing feedback service. Learn how to improve your sentence structure, reduce pauses, and build more natural sounding responses that score higher in TOEFL writing. Get tips on building automaticity in English and find out how you can join the feedback service to boost your TOEFL score faster. So anybody out there, if you want to join my TOEFL speaking and writing feedback service, go to BetterTOEFLScores.com. Hey everyone, it's Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com. I want to give a special shout out to Luis, one of my TOEFL students currently using my TOEFL speaking writing feedback service. By the way, if you want to join, the link is in the description box below. Luis recently sent in a great question about TOEFL writing. I think a lot of you can benefit from the answer, so let's dive into it. So here's Luis's question recap. Luis observed how in the lecture part of a sample TOEFL integrated writing response I shared, I started by countering the reading's argument, then gave the lecturer's first point, added a second point, and closed with a reinforcing sentence that tied it all together. In contrast, Luis said that in his response, he started with that final thought, gave 2 points, then ended without the same kind of cohesion. He's wondering, should I add a closing sentence to improve cohesion, or should I try to mimic your structure? Great observation, Luis, and to all my students watching, this is a key insight for improving your TOEFL score. Here's my take. Luis, your paragraph structure is already very strong. You got the key elements, a clear connection to the reading, 2 well-developed points from the lecture, and a generally logical flow. My version of the response is very in-depth, honestly, probably more detailed than what is necessary to score high on the TOEFL. So you don't necessarily need to mimic my structure word for word. Your approach, starting with the lecture's overall disagreement and then giving supporting details is still solid. What's missing a little is that final touch of cohesion that pulls the ideas together at the end. So yes, adding one final sentence that reinforces the main idea can definitely help, but it doesn't have to be elaborate, just a short, clear statement that brings it clear circle. Now, I've known you, Luis, for several months now. I think over a year, I think, right? So I think let's talk about the real issue here. Language use and automaticity. Even in the email, did you notice I made some corrections to here is it. I changed it to here it is. And in the email, when I looked through your email, I noticed some problems with what I call sentence structure. You're putting a lot of commas after those independent clauses, and that's what we call comma splices in academic writing. And this is, I think, where you really want to focus right now, I think, is language use. Your structure and development are probably strong enough to score around 24. I really believe that. But what's likely holding you back from consistently hitting that threshold of 24 points is minor grammar issues, sentence structure, word choice, and some awkward phrasing. Those small but important nuances of English. These little things add up and can prevent your writing and speaking from sounding natural and smooth. This is where language, exposure, and automaticity come in. So how do you, Louise, build more natural, automatic English use? Here are some powerful strategies that can help you and other viewers improve automaticity in language. The goal here is to make English automatic to you. The more automatic it is, I think that the better you will be able to write and speak academic English. 1. Shadowing practice. Listen to native speakers, maybe audio, podcast, lecture, news. Pause after each sentence. Try to repeat exactly the same, using the same intonation, same stress, same rhythm. This helps build fluency and mimics native patterns. Daily reading and paraphrasing. Read articles from academic sources, things like NPR, BBC, National Geographic, and then write a short summary in your own words. This trains your brain to process complex English and rephrase ideas fluently. Number 3, listen and write. Listen to 1 to 2 minute audio clips and write what you hear word for word. This improves listening accuracy, spelling, and grammatical awareness. Number 4, grammar in context practice. Focus on your weak points, articles, sentence structure, transitions, but practice them within real writing tasks, not just in isolation. So put it in context. Number 5, join my feedback service. Just like Luis, you can join my 99-month TOEFL speaking and writing feedback service at bettertoeflscores.com. It'll help you spot those small but important language issues that you might be missing. And I'll guide you on how to fix them. Luis, you're on the right track. Your writing shows good development and organization. Keep practicing, tightening up your language use, especially around articles and word choice. And for everyone watching, if you're struggling with writing clarity, cohesion, or natural fluency, these tips and my feedback service can help you break through that 23-point ceiling and get closer to 26 points or higher on the writing and the speaking section of the exam.